And we're live, and fuck me, I forgot to put in the game capture. Shit. Wrong game, wrong game. Okay, now we're back. Alright, and today we're just gonna go fucking go into Lenegis. And start probably beating some people up. I don't know what we're gonna do here. It's something. What's this one? Oh, oh. I actually had to downgrade the fucking stream because I tried 1080p, it didn't bode well. What the fuck happened here? Disaster? Is this a broken bridge? Or did something crash? Lenegis looks like a shit show. What the fuck? So Halim, does this look the same?
What in the world?
This being Renan territory, I was prepared for a lot of things to look different. But this is a bit more than I anticipated.
The very foundations of the city have shifted. What could have caused this?
When Lenegis changed shape, it must have had an effect on the interior too.
Maybe when they sent the wedge down to Dana?
But they wouldn't move around the places where people live. These are their homes, right?
I would think the citizens themselves didn't have much say in the matter. Either way, locating the Forbidden Zone just became that much trickier.
With all the obstacles.
Dohalim? Is that you?
Who are you?
Avakir, I'm glad to see you're well.
So it is you! But why are you here? Shouldn't you be down on Dana participating in the crown contest? And these people!
So you haven't heard what happened on Dana then?
Heard what?
Someone you know?
An old friend.
Hey, Dohalim.
Spicy.
Don't tell me you've started keeping company with...
They're with me. More importantly, what's happened here?
I'm really not sure. The city's foundations began to shift without warning, and now everything looks like this. We're all waiting for the Sovereign to tell us what's happening, but so far...
Avakir, listen to me. We're looking for the Forbidden Zone. Do you have any idea where we might find it?
The Forbidden Zone? What business could you possibly have there?
Trust me. The less you know, the better.
You're just the same as ever. I wish I could help, but what with the changed topography, I can barely locate my own home.
What?
Let alone the Forbidden Zone.
Very well. It looks like we'll have to find the way there ourselves.
I'm down for it.
Have you seen Faria yet?
No.
Ooh, spicy.
I see. Well, nothing much has changed with her. If anything, she's probably even more...
I can well imagine.
Why did you come back? You know it can only result in pain for you both.
I've no doubt of that.
You really are the same as ever. Fine, I understand. Just don't say I didn't warn you. And take care of yourself, okay, Do?
So your nickname is Doe. Well, I mean Dohalim.
So who's Faria?
Law?
If what Avakir said is true, it would seem the people of Lenegis are being kept in the dark about what's happening down on Dana.
They seem to be just as clueless about what's going on up here in their own world. Despite the fact that it's actually here that the wedge originally came from.
We need more information. Let's talk to the citizens, see what we can find out.
while we're at it, we can ask them about the Red Woman, too.
And don't forget about finding the way to the Forbidden Zone either.
Let's leave the talking to Shion. We can't have a bunch of Danins poking their noses around.
Good idea. I think that's for the best.
I shall assist.
You sure?
Being a lord on Lenegis has its advantages.
Right. Then we'll leave it to you two.
Although
Danins among us
hardly
should
able
probably
to
keep
tell
our heads
between
down.
Dan and
What if
Sprints.
people freak out?
I shall explain it away by saying I'm leading you.
What are we, dogs?
That is a good question. Like, how do they know they're Renans or Danans with just one look?
What could be so important? It's worth destroying people's livelihoods and homes in the process. It's just unbelievable. Uprooting an entire city as if it were mere building blocks. Someone's got an awful lot of questions to answer.
From how it looks, they must be siphoning off astral energy from Dana, and then sending it to Rena.
I mean, you still bet
Why
Valron's
do all
alive.
this? What for? Surely they can't be using all that energy for the crown contest.
Whatever their purpose, disrupting their siphoning process alone won't be sufficient. Not while we still don't know what their endgame is.
He's right. We need to stop this from happening ever again.
This Forbidden Zone might be where we find some answers, right? So what are we waiting for? Let's get moving!
You heard him. You don't have time to stop and chat. Let's move.
Okay, let's go. Another one?
So, I've been wondering, do you think when Lenegis was built, it was even made with people living here in mind?
What do you mean?
Well, none of this happened by coincidence, right? They must have designed it to transform like this. But then, if they knew people were going to live here, you'd think they would have taken that into consideration to avoid all this chaos.
Ordinarily, yes. You'd think so. Trust me, as far as we were concerned, Lenegis was our home, nothing more. No one knew about all this. It makes you wonder whether the city was just built on as an afterthought. But if so, to what exactly?
Sorry, that probably sounded weird, huh?
Not at all. Sometimes it takes an outsider's eye to help you notice what you've been missing all along. This place is a mystery, that's for sure. Something tells me we'll find answers where we're going, though.
Yeah, you're right, Shion. I'm sure we will.
For the journey, they become good friends. Are they gonna talk to me though? Is Lenegis done for? The residential quarter. Wait, this is the residential quarter? Really? Well, this is a load of shite. Oh, look, healing arts. With everything all topsy-turvy in the residential quarter, there are lots of injuries. Stuff keeps dropping on people, and they're also falling down. Ooh, that hurt. Hey, old man.
Oh, dear me. What an unspeakable mess this has all become. Just look at the state of our city. Even the Zeugles have stopped heeding our commands.
What?
Whatever did we do to deserve this?
You really have no clue what might have caused this?
Would that I have. Alas, there was no warning, no prior decree. His Highness must have deemed it unnecessary for us to know. We have no choice but to grin and bear it.
His Highness.
But do my eyes deceive me? Could I really be standing in the presence of his lordship, Dohalim of the House Ilkaris? I believed he was on Dana.
There are some matters.
Your eyes do not deceive you. It is I, one and the same. I have returned to fulfill a special duty, the details of which I cannot divulge.
As your lordship wishes. First Lenegis mutates beyond recognition, now this unexpected visit. The Sovereign's plans are inscrutable indeed. The Ilkaris house has produced a great many lords over the centuries. I shall be praying for your victory in the latest crown contest.
Crown
Your good
contest
wishes
already
do me an
done.
honor.
That's all I can say. The crown contest is already done. Supposedly. What's with the exclamation mark? Oh, Heal. At least help them. We're not heartless. Ooh, our fate.
Everything will be okay now.
I know the basics of healing arts, but my skills pale in comparison.
Well, gonna use that. Oh, items, yes. Orange gel, yes. It's a waste, but it's a waste not to get this. It's something. Who are you?
Your lordship. Oh, what a great honor it is to finally meet you. I descended to Dana during the last crown contest also. Alas, when the contender I was backing failed to clinch the title, I returned. I witnessed the deaths of so many slaves.
Indeed.
Sorry to interrupt, but we're looking for a woman dressed all in red. Have you seen anyone of that description?
All red, eh? No, I can't say I remember anyone like that. I imagine she'd stand out somewhat, too.
Yep. She didn't stand out in Calaglia, though.
What about down on Dana during the crown contest? You didn't see anyone like that hanging around the lord you were serving?
What's with all these questions? I've never seen her, okay? Not recently or otherwise. Why do you want to find her anyway?
Never mind. Forget I asked. Sorry to take up your time.
Was there a different tone of treatment right there? The difference between Dohalim and Shion? Is that it? What?
Is everything okay? You look a little lost.
Say that again.
Yes. I can't seem to find my way home is all. I was just about to make my umpteenth attempt at a new route.
I was hoping to head this way myself. The situation is a real pain, huh?
I suppose the Sovereign knows best. I daren't stay here too long, though. A lower caste can only linger around these parts for so long before I outstay my welcome. I was hoping to avoid it, but maybe I'll have to go that way after all.
Go where?
You mean you know another way round?
Lord Dohalim Ilkaris! But how? Last I heard, you were in Dana competing in the crown contest.
He's
Yes,
famous.
strange, isn't it? If you know another route, we'd be grateful if you could tell us.
Please
But
do
of
tell us.
course. Please forgive me. There's a wall that sprung up ahead of here, with what looks to be an entrance in it. I
What?
thought maybe it was a passageway between the different quarters, but I've no way of knowing for sure.
It's worth investigating, at least. I shall go and assess the situation. In the meantime, wait for me here. If it looks safe, I'll come and let you know.
You'd really do that for me? A lord troubling himself for someone of my lowly status?
Our lot in life is of little consequence. We are both Renin, first and foremost.
Oh, why yes, my lord. Thank you.
Well, we've canvassed the city for information. What do you think?
No one has
Go
the
through the
faintest
passageway.
idea what's happened to the city after all. They haven't heard the news about the crown contest either.
You'd think that info would easily find its way up here. Has it always been like that?
Not to this extent. It would indicate that something's suppressing the truth. That Lenegis is under some kind of control.
The woman in
Given
red.
everything that's happened to their city, the people here seem weirdly okay with it all.
Yeah. That one guy even said his Zoogle had stopped listening to him. If that's true, these people are in big trouble.
Everything that happens here is attributed to the Sovereign's will. It's the way people have been conditioned. Their belief runs deep. Nothing happens devoid of a reason. To them, it's all part of the Sovereign's grand plan.
The Sovereign's plan. There is one thing I'm still not sure about. Just who is this person ruling over Lenegis?
The Sovereign, of course. He rules from Rena while presiding over both Rena and Lenegis.
Without the lords or anyone in the middle doing his dirty work? Isn't Rena at least the same size as Dana? That's a pretty big dominion for one person to rule over. I would have thought ruling Lenegis alone would be difficult enough.
The points you make are valid, though I confess I'd never given it much thought before. Here, the Sovereign's total authority is as natural as night turning to day. Come to think of it, I know nothing of the nature of how Rena itself is. Shion, have you ever been... No, forgive me. Have you met or crossed paths with, or even heard of someone who's actually made a visit to the homeland?
No, I haven't.
Neither have I. In which case, I would imagine that... But no, surely not. Can it really be that no citizen of Lenegis has ever been there?
Hold up, what are you getting at, Dohalim?
Assuming what I believe to be correct, it's possible that no one on Lenegis has ever laid eyes on the actual Renan homeworld itself. No one but the Sovereign, that is.
But what about trade and communication? There's got to be a flow back and forth, surely.
Not if the Sovereign is imposing his will on Lenegis single-handedly. It could be a one-way street.
But I thought you said that the Sovereign's all the way over on Rena. If that's the case, can he really rule directly over Lenegis from so far away? What if something were to happen to the city, like now?
I'm beginning to wonder what the nature of this Sovereign even is. Alphen said he was forced into the role, right? Just before the ceremony. But Sovereign is also the title given to the almighty Renan ruler. So which one is it?
Whoever wins the crown contest inherits the throne from his or her predecessor, before becoming ruler over all of Rena and Lenegis.
Then what's Alphen then?
That individual is known as the Sovereign. Though, it would appear that the current ruler has gone silent. As for how Volron factors into all this, at this point, I no longer know what to believe.
3 centuries ago, I became the Sovereign here on Lenegis. No, not just became, I was forced to. Me, a Danon. 300 years later, we cross paths with Volron, who also bears the Sovereign's crest. That's not the only thing we have in common. We both became Sovereign without winning the crown contest.
Do you think Volron was made sovereign for the same reason? Because of that ceremony?
I can't say for sure, but it certainly sounds like it.
But that would mean that 2 sovereigns would need to exist at any one time. One whose job it is to rule, and the other for ceremonial purposes. We never did see Volron's body back in Ganath Haros.
Yep.
Is a new ceremony underway with Volron at its center this time? Could that be what's causing all this strange activity here?
Wait a second. You don't think Volron and the Red Woman are working together, do you? The ceremony can't go forward without the Renis Alma. The same one that the Red Woman stole.
There's something else the ceremony needs. A maiden. And unless there's another one out there aside from me...
Questions, questions, and yet more questions. Ones that it seems will remain unanswered, until we can establish the Sovereign's identity.
If the Forbidden Zone really is off-limits to everyone but the Sovereign, that seems as good a place as any to start. For the sake of liberating Dana, too.
Then it's decided. That's where we need to go.
One of the citizens mentioned a passage that she thought might lead to another section of the city. It could point us in the right direction. Let's go find it.
Yeah, my question is Shion the only maiden?
With nobody left to run the show, I wonder what the people here are supposed to do. I mean, their sovereigns up on the Renan homeworld, and all their lords were sent to Dana.
But Dohalim was a lord, right?
Only current acting lords have power. Renan society is quite strict about such matters.
Even if the other lords were still around, I doubt they'd be able to do much about the situation.
I wonder what they'd think if they were here to see Lenegis now. Balsif, Ganabelt, Almadria, and Volron. Now that I think of it, aside from Dohalim, we know next to nothing about the other lords.
Well, yeah, why would we? To us Danans, they were just enemies we needed to overthrow. Nothing more.
I know. But seeing Renans in their own city, going about their day-to-day lives, it gets you thinking.
It feels strange to imagine the lords living here too, you mean?
Yeah, a little.
If you're that curious about them, why not try inquiring with some of the locals? Every lord in their household has their share of supporters here on Lenegis. And luckily for us, the people here are unaware of the events on Dana, which means they should be more inclined to talk to us.
That's good. Does it have to be Shion or Dohalim to speak though? Anyways, have that.
I didn't realize Renans oppressed their own kind, too.
And yet, weirdly, none of them seem to mind. Am I the only one who finds that strange?
It is the way things have always been, so no one thinks to question it. You have experience in that regard yourself, do you not?
Unquestioning acceptance of your own servitude. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Even so, the quality of life here seems much higher than any Danon city we visited. I used to think it was impossible to build an ideal society without wealth. But I suppose having it doesn't always mean people are treated fairly either.
More to the point, not a single citizen seems to have even heard of the Red Woman.
What if she's not here? What if it turns out we're looking in the wrong place entirely?
It's still too early to say anything for sure.
For all we know, she might be able to blend in, move around unnoticed. I say we hold off judgment until we've exhausted every avenue.
Oh, more.
Tell me, Dohalim, has that skill of yours got a name?
And what skill would this be, pray tell?
You know, when you're talking to people around town. The way they suddenly become putty in your hands.
I'm afraid I don't quite follow.
Tired of
I
talking?
do. It's called friendly intimidation. Look imposing and speak in a deep, booming voice, and presto, you'll have people wrapped around your finger in no time.
I would never stoop to such scandalous tricks. Any feelings of intimidation are solely in the eye of the beholder.
So there is a knack to it! How do you learn it? Can anyone do it?
Now you've got me curious. Is there special training to master?
Let's see. An obsession with being elegant is a must. Oh, and it helps to be old-fashioned, too. Bonus points if you speak in a way no one can understand.
If you've a bone to pick with me, it'd be quicker to just come out and say it.
What? They look up to you, that's all. I'm just helping them along.
Hey! What's got into Alvin and Law all of a sudden?
What happened?
I can barely understand a word they're saying. And what's with the weird poses? Was it something they ate?
I hope you're willing to take the blame for this one.
I wasn't expecting them to take me so seriously. I'll go and have a word with them.
I want to see what they did. Anyway, let's talk to the citizens first. Side quest. You want to know which lord I support? Why? Are you out canvassing for someone? I'm with His Excellency Erwalzi Teldilis. You probably know him better as Lord Balsev. I know a lot of people consider him to be a giant brute. Believe me, I realize he can be an aggressive man. What those people don't realize is how much he looks after the members of his house. It's fair to say that House Teldilis doesn't enjoy much esteem. Those of us who serve it will be the first to admit that.
Yes!
But His Excellency always stands up against any who would mean us harm. Of that we can be sure. His efforts in the crown contest aren't only for his family, but to improve the standing of each and every member of his house.
Yes!
I owe so much to His Excellency. I could never dream of serving any other lord.
Balsef had it in him to care about someone other than himself?
Shocker,
Really?
I know.
It's possible. A change in position can do much to alter one's perspective.
So even he might have had something he wanted to protect.
I know, it's a shocker. Okay, what house are you in? Lord Dohalim, Everett. Oh wait. Are you the one we're talking to? Ah, and I see you brought aides with you. Do you remember who I am, my lord? Surely you must. Yes, not only do I support House Alcaraz, but more specifically his lordship personally. So much so, I've been trying to share my appreciation of his lordship to any who will listen. In fact, I was planning to publish my extensive writings on the subject through this very terminal for all to read and enjoy. But since the lines appear to be cut due to this recent tumult, I've been unable to upload them. I know. Since you're all here, I'll just read them aloud. Ahem. There exists a most handsome man, a man who radiates beauty, whose every word, every syllable is divine poetry. He hails from the famed house of Karis, and his name, Lord Dohaly. Music is his passion. The arts is his great love. The scores of boorish, uncouth men of this land cannot begin to compare to his magnificence. Magnificence? It's supposed to be magnificent. Ah, speaking is hard. Anyway, so refined and majestic is his posture. Why, the mere thought of it brings me to ecstasy. Once he becomes our sovereign, Rena shall bloom anew, ushering in an era of prosperity for our grand civilization. Until that glorious day comes, I shall forever be praying for his victory, morning, noon, and night. Well, what did you think, my lord? I poured my whole heart into it, hoping to capture your essence. Wait, I forgot to mention anything about his lordship's love for collecting things. I must take this time while the lines are down to append it. Only then will my masterpiece be complete. Well, that was a poem for Dohaly.
I guess she intended to spread it throughout all of Lenegis then.
Good thing the lines were down so she couldn't.
It almost sounded like she was praising them too.
Maybe there was more to the guy than at first glance.
I shall refrain from commenting.
It's about you, so you can't comment. I mean, it's about you, so you can. Well, I never. To think anyone would try to tear me away from House of Icarus.
What?
What do you want? Don't tell me you work for Lord Dohalim or that dreadful Lord Almadria, do you? You don't? Well, don't scare me like that. To answer your question, I come from a family that has served House Valkyries for generations. Indeed, I'm doing all I can to support Lord Ganabelt behind the scenes so that he might emerge victorious. Many think him to be a cruel man, but I insist they're utterly mistaken. Though I won't deny he can be strict. He puts Rena's interests in front and center like no one else. Why he advocates that rather than stay confined to Lenegis. We should get on with colonizing Dana and expand our horizons. That way we'll become masters of both worlds and overturn our current minority status on Dana's surface. That is why he seeks to become our next sovereign. Tell me, is there a greater, more noble ambition than that? I think not. It is a pursuit of power for the advancement of all our kind. It is what makes him an exemplary lord, a model above all others. Though I was unable to accompany him myself, my two sons have been blessed with the honor of joining him on the surface. I might have killed them. As their father, it fills me with endless pride. There's a good chance I might have killed them. Oh well.
Ganabelt was so horrible to people. Yet he was invested in helping Rena succeed. Doesn't that seem just a little inconsistent?
I'm perhaps biased in this matter, I admit. However, in my mind, while all lords vie to become the next sovereign, they're also meant to serve as guardians of all of Rena.
It seems like Ganabelt also had people he cared about until the very end.
So why couldn't he extend that to us Danans?
He only cares about Renans, I guess. Isn't that what most of them are? About status? Unless you're Dohalim, that's different.
This
more
area doesn't
people
look
to
as
talk to.
badly damaged as that other district we went through.
Indeed, the effects of Lenegis' transformation appear to be less pronounced here. Or, viewed another way, this area was simply luckier.
Yeah, that healing art is at the light. I think the light is supposed to be blocked by the elbow, but nope, that's not happening. It's going through. Anyway,
Pardon me.
this area falls under the sole jurisdiction of House Kynaris. I must ask you to depart at once. Surely don't claim to be ignorant of our famed house, ruled over by the esteemed Lord Almadria. If so, I urge you to listen well. In fact, I bid you listen carefully, regardless. Have you ever noticed how in the history of Lenegis, only a few women lords have emerged to compete in the crown contest? Many have theories as to why this might be, but Lord Almadria quashed the doubts of any naysayers through sheer might. In fact, not only did she usurp her father and previous family master, she also removed her older brother to claim the seat for herself. She is a woman who stops at nothing to get what she wants, who gives her enemies nary the slightest opening to strike. Truly, Lord Elmadria is a woman of talent. No one in all Rena better exemplifies the virtues of our nation's meritocracy. Meritocracy? Is that about merits? Soon, the age of a glorious woman sovereign reigning over Lenegis shall be upon us at last. Good luck with that, she did.
I guess her willingness to stoop to any low came from a survival of the fittest worldview.
And some people here not only shared her belief, but championed it as morally right, too.
That doesn't make it true. Too bad they couldn't see through her.
Yeah.
Okay, now it's another old guy. The only house left, which is Voron's.
Ridiculous. How lonesome.
Oh, I was just reading. Oh, I was just reading about Voron. Can I help you?
Okay.
I was always an ardent supporter of Lord what the fuck is Lord Urwagil. Urwagil Hildress myself. Were it not for his sudden death down on the surface, I likely still would be. In my eyes, Lord Urwagil is a true water lord. I don't believe for a second that he perished in some accident like they say. As for how Voron runs Ganeth Harrows, don't get me started. I hear he enslaves not only Danans, but even his fellow Renans. We may live in a society where to the victor go to the spoils, but his actions go against what we as a people stand for. Besides, just what sort of family line is this House Ignaceri of his, anyway? I'd never heard of it until he came along, which means they must be among the lowest dregs of society. That such an ignoble lineage could suddenly produce an astral artist capable of ascending to lordship is unheard of. None of it makes any sense, not to mention all of the upheaval around here of late. What is happening to our people?
It seems like the people on Lenegis don't really know much about Volron either.
I remember being quite surprised when the Lord of Ganeth Harrows changed so abruptly.
Didn't you have any
didn't
doubts
know
that
about
something
that.
suspicious was going on?
On the contrary. Remember, we Renans are raised to accept everything at face value.
Didn't know about the change
When you
in
think about it, the families
leaders.
of Renan lords must see them differently than the rest of us.
Yeah, despite the brutality they're known for.
They must have had a lot on their shoulders, carrying all the weight and responsibilities of Renan society.
Renans live in a world where strength and power determine their position in the social hierarchy, so they tend to grow up fiercely competitive. But their loyalty to their people is also strong. It's what brings them together against outside forces, and nothing exemplifies that more than the Lords.
That's what makes them the guardians of all of Rena, so to speak.
Right. It's the same reason Balsif hated my guts, and Ganabelt went after you. Because we're threats to Rena.
Guess that makes you an even bigger oddball than we thought.
So, Alphen, have you gained anything from all of this?
Yeah. I think it's made me realize that the Lords were all people, too. Balsif and the others, they all had their own circumstances to deal with as they went through life.
Yeah, but still, just because they had loved ones in their lives doesn't mean...
I know. What they did was horrible. I'm not trying to dispute that. But at the same time, they weren't incomprehensible monsters either. They were individuals, just like the rest of us. So I guess what I'm trying to say is...
You're saying that they weren't bad because they were Renans, or because they were terrible monsters. Even if they did terrible things, they were still just people.
Rinwell.
Am I wrong?
Not at all.
Being a Danan doesn't make you a good person. And being a Renan doesn't make you a bad one. I think that's something we've all seen.
Shion and Dohalim definitely make a good case for it.
And I'm going to keep doing my best to make sure I earn that trust.
And don't
As a
forget
fellow
about
human being above all else.
what's his name again? No one who tried to kill Elmadria but failed spectacularly. Anyway, I have to go somewhere. Where? I guess over there. Keep seeing the maturity thing, but the problem is there's no like shops here.
What's this thing?
Ooh, grape gel. That's something. Another cutscene. Really?
There's something I just don't get.
What is it?
The crown contest itself has always gone ahead as planned, right?
Mm-hmm.
In which case, the current sovereign of Rena should be whoever it was that won the previous contest.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, who was it then?
Hanfried Milgras, the former lord of Cislodia, if memory serves.
So then this Hanfried whatchamacallem, he's the current ruler of Rena?
The last I heard, yes. Though, admittedly, I haven't actually seen him since the end of the previous contest.
You're saying that ever since becoming sovereign, he's never actually shown himself on Lenegis?
I guess over holocom maybe, but not in the flesh. Same thing goes for the sovereign that came before him.
Now that you mention it, I don't recall anyone ever visiting Lenegis from the motherland, sovereign or otherwise.
And that never struck you as a little bit odd?
When you live here, it's as if you're conditioned not to notice all these strange quirks and discrepancies. The question is then, by whom? And to what end?
A new Renis Alma is supposedly created to coincide with every crown contest, meaning each victor is awarded their very own. In other words, if that's true, there should be as many of the things out there as there have been contests.
True, but going on what we witnessed in Pelagian, it didn't look like the sort of thing that could be made to order. But if even the victor's speeches have been part of some grand deception, then where are they? Quite frankly, I'm not even sure what to believe anymore.
You and me both. Though we are Renin by blood, neither of us even knew that such a thing as a Dark Master Core existed, remember?
With any luck, the Forbidden Zone might give us some answers.
No use standing around here chatting about it then. Let's get a move on.
Yeah, I did wonder, like, when they said, when you are about to make Renis Alma, you need the 5 master cores. And apparently when they stated it's about the five elements, I'm like, wait a second. I know these games have like a dark element. Like, where the hell is that?
Doe?
Faria.
Oh, this is gonna be
Varia?
spicy.
Isn't that the person that Avakir guy was?
This is gonna be spicy.
Why are you here? Wait. Don't tell me you've given up on the crown contest and come crawling back home from Dana already. Nothing to say? Even though you were willing to kill Tarnigan to secure your position as Lord, you still... Kill?
I'm here to take care of something. If you wish to continue this conversation, I only ask that you wait until I'm finished.
Oh, of course. You always did prefer to take the coward's way out. Even after 7 years and living on that Danon rock, you haven't changed one bit. But let me tell you, I haven't changed either. Not a day's gone by the past 7 years that I haven't hated you.
If killing me will bring you peace, then so be it.
Dohalim, what the hell are you saying?
First, I have business to take care of. If it's vengeance you seek, I will grant you it. But you must wait. My sins are legion. Let me finish what I came to do. Then you have my word. I will let you do whatever brings you peace.
Sure, that's it. Run away like always. You don't even have the courage to die. No wonder you leave it to someone else. You're just a coward!
Uh-oh. Well, found a woman in red.
Dohalim.
I apologize that you had to witness that.
He only used the
Is
stick,
it true?
but he was able to kill someone?
What she said about you killing someone?
Each of us have our pasts. I am no exception.
Before, back in Menancia, you mentioned having taken a friend's life over the throne. Is that what she meant?
The mistakes I made there were not my first, and may not be my last. I will say no more.
It's a
Did
dark
you mean
past.
what you said? About letting her take your life if she wanted to?
She has more right to my life than anyone.
But you can't just...
Whatever happens, I have sworn to put an end to the crown contest and to ensure continued coexistence in Menancia. I have no intention of expiring before I do so. There are far too many questions I still seek answers to. Besides, you have just as much reason to kill me as she does.
Dohalim!
Forgive me. Some things are best left unsaid.
Well, it really was spicy. Ooh. Anyway, are there any items or treasures in here? What's this one? Orange gel. Oh shit. I don't think well, it's just gonna discard it. Sorry. Oh, he's fighting a Zoogle. And some are watering something. Okay. Well, I'm expecting to fight some monsters. Or not yet. Oh. She will be okay. Anything else? Found a chest. Tofu. Okay. Wait, that's what I need for Mapo Tofu. Damn. So you have tofu here for free? And I had to buy it and Dana? Well, you lucky bastards. Okay, what now?
Wow, this place is beautiful.
Yeah, it must be some sort of rest and leisure area for the locals.
You think? Man, these Renan sure know how to live it up, don't they?
Is something the matter, Dohalim?
Before I went down to Dana, my friends and I, we used to gather at this very spot and play music together. Avakir, Faria, and Tarnagan. That was a lifetime ago now.
Tarnagan. He was the one that Faria mentioned, right?
He was once my dearest, closest friend. As well as Faria's betrothed. Despite Faria's lower-class upbringing, she possesses a tremendous talent for music. Entranced by her playing, I helped her overcome her sense of inferiority and introduced her to Tarnagan and Avakir. It was a time of great joy. 4 people bound only by their love of music, with no care for social standing. Only the next song, the next melody.
A friendship based on mutual respect, and a society where everyone is a prisoner to their social class. You really are different, Dohalim.
I suppose it's natural you would see it as strange.
I would have, once.
Not
Now,
anymore.
I think the idea of breaking away from society's constraints and choosing your friends based solely on affection is something beautiful that's worth cherishing. Besides, it was that way of looking at the world that laid the foundations for coexistence in Menancia.
Your praise does me too great an honor. I was merely following the wishes of my own heart. And even then, it only lasted until the crown contest began. After that, Tarnagan and I became fierce competitors for the position of Lord. Tarnagan had fallen for Faria. By becoming Lord, he aimed to wrest her from her humble origins and raise her to the highest echelons of society. But fate was not so benevolent.
What happened?
Tarnigan was no match for me in combat. On a level playing field, he wouldn't have stood a chance. But he was desperate and low on options, and he couldn't stand the thought of defeat.
You mean he resorted to dirty tactics to try to win, right? But then why does Faria think... Wait. Don't tell me she doesn't know.
How could I tell her? Combined with the trauma of losing her beloved, and by her friend's hand, no less. She would have been devastated.
So instead you let her go on hating you, so she could use that hate as a crutch for her grief?
That's not the same as running away, though.
It is exactly the same. Unable to face the loss of my friend and the burden of my duty. Instead, I decried my fate and looked away from what I'd done. As for what happened after, that you already know.
But if you hadn't become Lord, Menancia wouldn't be what it is now. The Danans there would still be suffering under Renan oppression like before.
Shion's right. What other lord would have treated me as you did? Anyone else and I would have been dead long ago. You've saved so many people, Dohalim. You saved me. It's thanks to you that I'm here today. So, try not to blame yourself. The burden you've placed on your own shoulders is too much for anyone to bear.
Frank as always. But I shall do my best to heed your advice.
Do you think he'll be all right?
You listened in?
I think so. He's got Kisara.
It's important to have someone like that.
I didn't realize how difficult it is just to be there for someone.
Sometimes just knowing someone's on your side can be enough. And he knows, Shion. I promise he does.
I hope you're right.
Vakir?
Alphen,
Yeah?
I never appreciated until recently just how much you were always there to support me.
It goes both ways. You've helped me keep going more times than I can count.
Maybe, but I still wanted to say thank you.
And... Am I supposed to go up here?
I see a medic and supply officer over there. If they know you're with me, they'll likely offer their assistance.
Well, I'm here, nothing happened. Anyway, let's go to the... Apparently there's an inn.
What do you say we check back in on the ranch?
Oh, it's a shop as well. And anyway, I'd like to point out first, during the cutscene, there... Tarnigan's name was misspelled once. I was wondering what... Is that how they spell Tarnigan? Targanen? Anyway. What? Do my eyes deceive me? Oh, it's about those again. Anyway. Okay, good. Nothing wrong. Rat pig. Cow. Pig. Chicken. Horse. Forge weapon, I guess. Do I have money? No. That's good. There's a big no. I don't even have a machete carrot. I have to choose which one. I guess one for law. One for... It'll be good for this one, but I don't have it. Might as well just get this one. And that's that. Okay, I think I should sell some of these. I have to check the armor as well, damn it. Well, I don't think Alpha needs one. I mean, actually it's a higher resistance. Or higher magic. But it does lower my other points, but it's something else. Now let's start with the others. You never know, maybe... Yeah, that's those three. I might want to get this. Alertness? What the fuck is that? Critical hit rate by 5% on successful perfect evades and perfect guards. Okay, that's interesting. Might as well remove that. Remove that. I don't think Blood and for battle, I mean, it's fine if there's like a lot. Boss fights? Nope. Alertness. It's interesting. Opal mass. Nothing that can increase. I think I transferred the AG cost, I guess. Okay, why not do this one as well? Half AG cost chance. Some of these are good. The BG charge rate though is interesting. Casting time minus 5%. Coup de grace. Dealt from arts that consume all. Okay, AG. Okay. Rare drop. Might as well remove this. This. Transcendent Pebble. Yep. I guess that's fine for now.
Have you guys checked your...
Well, I think I need to recover.
equipment lately?
Let's save now, just in case. And let's go. I guess I'm fighting.
Damn
Hello?
it. Lenegis soldiers.
Any way we can avoid fighting them?
That all depends on them. Whatever happens, be ready.
Well, so much for them not wanting to fight.
Hold! I am Lord Dohalim of Elder Menancia. I command you.
The rest of the city must be erased.
No. Have they been brainwashed too?
Brainwashed or not, if they want to fight, they got one. Its armor's too strong.
Fuck you.
Not on my watch!
Out of the way! Destruction!
Please, sir!
Rising Viper!
Which one is...
Try harder!
Here goes!
Yeah, perfect.
In an instant! Impact Claw!
Will this help?
An astral art?
That's my cue! That'll bring you down!
Shut him down!
I'll heal you all!
I'll burn it all!
Ah, well, oh wait. Yeah, that's the right one.
Flaming pillar! Fire!
Everyone dead? No, never mind.
Astral energy!
Say no more!
Will this help?
Now! You're mine!
Healing shield! Hurricane!
Strike!
Glacial spear! Here goes!
Damn it.
Magic is water! You're my heal!
Rising Viper!
Glacial spear!
We're not finished! Rising...
All finished!
Damn it.
Mess with me.
Look sharp!
Perfect.
Lightning Tiger Blade. Armor won't save you. I'll finish you here now.
This one's got your name on it!
Ashes to ashes.
And they're dead.
Those soldiers seem different from the citizens we've come across so far.
Yeah, they weren't big talkers, that's for sure. They just attacked without warning.
They weren't in the least bit fazed by Dohalim's presence either.
Indeed. They seem to recognize us as enemies, nothing more. And yet, traditionally, Lenegis hasn't been high on threats. A few frenzied Zeugles during experiments here and there, but not much else.
Their glazed-over eyes reminded me of the soldiers and slaves we met back in Ganath Haros. The ones in blind devotion
Glazed
to
over
Volrod.
eyes.
I've never seen anything like that here on Lenegis before.
Maybe someone doesn't want us here, and the soldiers are their way of letting us know.
What with the Red Woman, the Sovereign, and Volron, we're starting to develop quite the growing list of adversaries. At least we'll know to keep our wits about us.
Don't forget, a lot of questions as well. Really? Already? Okay, I want to check out straight if there's like a chest. Yes, there is. What the fuck? Holy shit, that's huge. Is that a boss monster? Well, I have to go through that anyway. What's this? A sneak peek of what I'm fighting. Green.
Let's dispose of the trash.
In a bind.
Here I come!
Shattering
These ones can run rings around us!
Yeah, they can try.
Blow them away!
My turn. Leave the ensnaring to me.
Yeah!
Rising.
To me!
Take this.
Healing from
Come on, a roll now!
I want to kill him before he rise up.
This
Okay, good.
ends now!
Consider yourself finished. Not a chance.
Get this one. Oh, I got this one good. This thing's glowing.
Commander of Heavens.
Phoenix Cyclone!
This should make for some good weapon crafting material.
That thing was glowing. Oh, well, either way, we're gonna have to fight it anyway.
Get lost!
Dragon Shell! Try harder! You're mine! There you
Oh, great. This thing doesn't break.
Dragon does it!
As if the normal creepy crawlies aren't disgusting enough. Sleep now.
Take this!
Sleep now. Let me help.
This thing doesn't break. This is the problem.
I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw! I'm on it! Take this! Talon storm! No escape! Swallow blade!
Oh, damn it. I read that perfectly.
You're mine! Rising Wiper! Lunar Rondo! I'll burn it all!
Here's my health.
Flaming pillar! Fire!
I'll heal you
Double
all!
demon fang! I'll tear you apart!
Healing
Try harder!
Ha!
Present 10!
I can read your moves.
Charge like that could easily be fatal.
Just as well, I'm here to stop.
Destruction! Dazzle! Rising Falcon! It's over now! Rising Wiper!
Damn it.
Here's
He does it.
art.
Take this! Swallow! Rising Wiper! Try harder! Not again!
Roll now!
Stardust! I'll crush you!
Okay, that's the third over limit. This guy can take damage.
Just getting started! You're mine!
We broke it once. Damn it, he's not ready.
Ignite! Rising Wyvern!
By me! Eagle
Rising Falcon! I'm not done! Rising Wyvern!
Damn it.
Here I come! I could do without this pain! Rising Wyvern! Mirage! Coming through!
Well, that's another mystic art.
Now! Scarlet Inferno!
I'll heal you
Double
all.
Demon Fang! First strike!
Thanks for the healing circle. Damn it. I didn't know that was cool.
I'll finish you here and now!
All disasters made one. Come
You're
forth,
mine.
healing flame.
I'm not getting on.
Flame of fury.
Double Demon Fang!
Water, hear my call.
Here I come!
Did I just see him winding that up?
See what happened
That
there
probably
as
is
you
gonna hurt
crossed.
a lot.
Do it! Shouldn't have done that.
Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
Finally dead. That took a while. What the fuck?
Hey, I'm pretty lucky.
Not sure about the right word, lucky, but I'll take it, I guess. Okay, Brennans and dogs.
Confiscated.
Can't get out of this!
Healing circle.
I really owe you one.
Take down their defenses. I see one, eh?
That frickin' does it!
Too fast!
Stand back. I'll trip it up.
Here I come! Soaring Light Spear!
I will try to beat it down. Yep, we got it.
Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone!
Here's a healing
Not
art.
a chance! Dragon Bell! Strip out of the way! Take this!
You require a hand.
Swallow Blade! You're mine! Struck!
Get this wolf. This is he's annoying.
Eat this! Here I come! Struck! Soaring Light Spear! Mirage! No escape! Destruction! Rising Wyvern! Mirage!
Damn it!
Drop them down!
Here I go.
Take this! Struck!
Come back here, fucking wolf.
Swallow Blade! Double Demon Fang! Swallow Blade!
Eagle Fly!
Double Demon Fang!
Stop running, you fucking bitch.
Now you see what I can do!
Strike deal! No escape!
Hear my call.
This one's all mine! Start up! We're not ready!
Get
He did.
toasty.
Bird strike!
Perfect.
With this, I can become even stronger.
Oh, great. More weird Zoogles. Shortcake. Hey, I'm here to fight.
Anything
Okay, no leave.
in a bind?
Now you'll learn! Take this! I'm not done!
They really don't give up, do they?
Take this! Spirit! No escape! Destruction! I'm not done!
Watch this!
Eat this!
Here I come! No escape! Rising Wyvern!
Finally, you did.
In an instant! Impact Claw! Now! You're mine!
Shouldn't have messed with me!
I wasn't sure I was targeting.
Swallow Blade! Rising Wyvern!
Should be dead. Yep.
Astral energy!
Say no more!
I'll heal you all!
My turn! I'm not done! Rising Wyvern! Strike!
Now!
Still!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
All right. Let's keep going.
Nice.
Hmm.
No scratches on my shield or my armor.
Cannibal Joe.
Those soldiers don't seem to have any qualms about attacking on sight.
Fight me.
Hi, Hoodle!
Take this!
Oh, that hurts.
Time to cross blade! You picked the wrong
Okay, stop moving. Dark Ditch.
I'll stop its charge.
You already missed the opportunity.
Rising Wyvern! I can do without this pain. I'll burn it all!
He's gonna take a lot to switch the cards again.
Flaming pillar! Fire! First strike! Talon sword! I'm not... Shouldn't have messed with me! Now! Crush! Slash! Swallow blade!
Damn it.
No escape! Rising Wyvern! Denied! I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw!
Well, that's the second mystic card.
Dragon! Watch this! No escape! Dragon!
This is help.
Swallow blade! Now! You're mine! Talon Hurricane! Try harder! Talon Hurricane! Now I'm in trouble.
Okay, oh wait, another one. Pretty long.
I'll crush you!
Another one from Law. Okay.
Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw! I'm on it! Take the earth drops in pain. Swallow blade! Dust to dust! Rising Falcon! Destruction! Be still! Soaring light spear! Lunar Rondo! Mirage! Here I come!
I am hitting it so much.
Lunar Rondo! Here's evil!
He's so close and then.
Take this!
Oh, dang it.
Take this! To be let
Okay.
free. You see what happened there as you crossed me. Shouldn't have done that. Look sharp!
I was wondering what was going.
That took more energy than I expected.
I know. Map. Go here. I don't care if it's a long corridor. I'm looking for items at the same time. Let's heal at least. Overall. Let's just use 2 orange gels. We have too much. Oh, it's a monster's den.
An opponent like this could be easy. It's time.
Radiant sword here!
Almost got everyone.
Lightning orb! Lightning condemned! It's like trying to keep up to the wall!
Rising Wyvern!
Holy
Lunar
Land!
Rondo! Soaring light spear! Try hard! Now! Take it! No escape! Rising Wyvern!
What the fuck?
No escape! Swallow blade! I'm nearly done for. Soaring light! I'll burn it all!
Well, this might help. I'm about to die, but fuck it.
Flaming pillar! Fire!
Astral energy!
Say no more!
Will this help?
My turn! Glimmer dragon! No escape!
I ain't gonna die here. Thank you.
Double demon fang!
Watch this!
I'm not done!
Do it! Astral energy! Full throttle! Illuminate
My
the
turn!
dark! Glacial field! Here's evil!
Dragon shield! Try harder!
You missed the last one, bitch.
Glimmer dragon! Rising Wyvern! Shield!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
Oh, now I get what that attack is. Basically, Shion's healing while
You're quite the
offense attacking.
gunslinger.
I have to be, in this world.
Don't worry, I've got your back.
It's a lot of stones. Can I make it? That bar is running out. They're close. Come on. No. Fuck me. They make it.
I won't forgive you!
You're mine! I'll tear you apart!
Photon, illuminate the dark!
Fuck you for
Run out of your hand! Bring him down!
I'll take it from here.
Okay.
Let's see how you handle this! Deus Roar!
Eat this!
Here, let's...
Eagle Fly! Break it, Dungeon! Here I come! Rising Wyvern! Here I come! Stardust! Nailed in the groove!
Blah, please don't die.
Energy!
Here I come! Escape! Rising Wyvern! Capacity Speed! Lunar Rondo! Soaring Light Spear! Fire support! You're mine! Crush!
I want to kill you first.
I'm not done! Lunar Rondo! Soaring Light Spear!
I'll heal you
Those are the that shit.
You're mine! I'm not done! Megasonic Thrust! Flaming Thrust! Hit teleport! Start it!
Oh wait, the thing died. Okay.
In an instant! Impact Thrust!
Here, let me
My
help.
turn! Cut!
First
No
aid, the
escape!
flames will roar!
Start! You're mine!
Sweet dreams!
Demon! I'll crush you!
Okay. I was about to die anyway,
Lightning
so
reflexes! Tenebrous
good move.
claw!
Remember to
he
tell me
did.
if you need healing.
I expect you'll be in high demand if that's the case.
Well, I need healing now. Okay, we're close. And then I have to fight another set of monsters.
Gotta break through! For my lord!
No magic.
I won't show you any mercy! In a bind? You're mine!
Not in your dreams!
You're mine! Stardust! Lunar Rondo! Soaring Light Spear!
Well, we got it.
Say no more.
Now! You're mine! Escape! Not today! These fists have got your name on them! Rising Wyvern! You're on!
By the power of water!
I'm just getting started!
Raging storm! Here, let me help.
Wait, oh, there was another.
I'll crush you!
Oh, I didn't know there was a swordsman.
Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw!
Lightning!
Capacity Steel! Rising Wyvern!
In here!
My turn!
Well, I'm getting you then.
I'm not done! Lunar Rondo! Still!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished.
We're not finished! I'll smash
Fuck you.
My shield! Swallow blade!
Talon
Hurricane! Rip it through!
Astral energy!
Say no more.
I'll heal you all!
My turn! I'm not done! Rising Wyvern!
Healing circle!
I really owe you one! Lunar Rondo! Soaring Light Spear! Take this!
Do it! This ends now!
Consider
And we're
yourself
good.
finished.
Damn, fighting these. I had to make sure I can't
Am I
die.
on a roll or what?
Well, look who's in a bright and shiny mood.
Yeah, I had to make sure I don't die. And at least I have to have a balance of combos and they kill them immediately. Well, let's teleport. Okay, where are we?
This must be it. The entrance to the Forbidden Zone.
How can you
But it's just a wall. How do we get through?
Whoa, we? I thought this was Sovereigns only.
Alphen.
Chris?
Yes! It opened!
Interesting. If Alphen's presence still opens the way, it would seem the Sovereign of 3 centuries ago and now are considered one and the same.
What's with the light?
What?
What the?
Wait, is this astral energy? Wait, memories?
Alphen.
You again.
Tomorrow's the spirit channeling ceremony. We'll finally play our parts as the Sovereign and Maiden. How have you been feeling?
What am I sovereign of? Shuffled from lab to lab, always treated like an experiment. Whenever they look at me, all they see is a Danon. I don't even know what their precious ceremony's for, let alone what they're going to force me to do as the Sovereign. Tell me, if we're both in the same boat, why do you seem so calm right now?
No choice. Becoming the Maiden's not something I wanted for myself. But they said Rena's prosperity depended on it. How could I say no after that?
Still, as a Renan, at least you got to decide. Good for you. Meanwhile, I was taken from my homeland. You aren't the captive one here.
It isn't right what they did to you, and I'm sorry for what it's worth. When this is over, I swear I'll help you get home. I can't do this alone. One more day.
How could I say no to that? It's not like I have any choice in the matter anyway. So, what's your name?
It's Naori. Naori Imaris. Try to remember this time.
You don't act like them. Like the other Renans, I mean. How come you treat me like a person?
Because you are. It's true we come from different worlds. But neither one of us asked to be here right now. In that sense, you and I are much the same. We couldn't do this. We wouldn't be able to talk to each other as people if we didn't see the humanity in each other. So I suppose the question you should be asking is, why wouldn't I treat you like one?
You're not like the others.
Maybe they're not like me.
Here's what we'll do. We give them their damn ceremony. You get me to Dana. That'll be the end of it. I'm taking you at your word on this. I'm trusting you, not them. Naori.
Well, he did get to Dana. In 300 years.
What the hell just happened?
That vision. Did everyone else see it too?
That person Alphen was speaking to, she looked exactly like Shion.
It was Naori. Naori Imaris. Isn't that right?
Yeah, that's right.
She really does look like Shion. I'm beginning to see why Alphen was so confused.
That's all very well and fine, but what did we just witness exactly? It was too real to be a mere hallucination.
It was a conversation we had 300 years ago. The night before the ceremony.
You mean all of that really happened? We just saw an episode straight out of your past?
But how is that even possible? Unless... Could this be the Red Woman's handiwork too?
No,
It's
I don't
possible.
think so.
Why not?
You guys didn't feel it? The moment the entrance opened, it was like a stream of Danon astral energy rushing over us.
Oh.
I felt it too.
So that's
Not
why
for the first
so I
time,
was
either.
right the first thing I
It
said.
was the same sensation as back inside the wedge.
That would make sense. After all, vast amounts of Dana's astral energy were being siphoned and sent up here to Lenegis. For all we
And why
know,
are they there?
perhaps we're close to the spot where all that energy was stored.
So you think it
Oh.
might have been the energy itself that was responsible for that vision we just saw? But how? And why?
We have no way of knowing. Maybe it's not even as deliberate as all that.
Shion, you okay?
Yeah, it was all just a little sudden. That's all. So that was my ancestor, huh? It was like looking into a mirror.
Yeah, there certainly is a resemblance.
What about you? How are you holding up?
Me?
Even putting aside the question of where that vision came from, it's likely we'll see more of those. Reliving painful episodes from your past. Do you think you can handle it?
I can't just pretend like the past never happened. Besides, if it helps us uncover the truth of what that ceremony really was, it might also lead to answers about your thorns.
Alphen.
That's not all. This whole time, we've been fighting to free Dana from the Renans. But now that we're here, it seems those same Renans might have it just as bad. I'd like to liberate them too if I can. Which is just another reason I can't afford to shield my eyes from the truth.
Whether you're on Dana or somewhere else, you always stay the same. Your indignation and righteous passion, your desire to free and protect, they're all hardwired into you.
It makes him who he is.
Not that I'm complaining. Come on, let's bust this thing wide open.
Nobody's here.
Stay sharp. After that last illusion, there's no telling what could happen in here.
I see a healing point. Well, we know what's gonna happen, but I might have to disappoint anyway, because I think I might have to end it today. I know it's only been just an hour, but hey, I guess it's a cliffhanger for the next boss. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the stream, and I'll see you guys in the next one.